Okay, today what we're going to do is we're going to review writing a quadratic equation in vertex form given a graph. And this particular method could also be used if you weren't given a graph and you were just given the vertex and another point. But here we're given a graph, so we're going to have to extract, or we're going to have to take the information off the graph. So in this case, we want to look for the vertex. So the vertex is either the highest point or the lowest point on that parabola. Here the vertex is -1, 8. Okay, so you need the vertex here. And what we're going to do is going to start by plugging in the vertex into that general equation. So I have the general equation already written there. And we're going to plug in our vertex. So where you see H and K, we're going to substitute the vertex in for there. Okay, so when we plug in the x value into the equation, we got to change the sign. So in here, the x value is -1. So in the bracket, I'm going to write +1. And then the k value is 8. Okay, so here I started by plugging in vertex. Okay, in this case, -1, 8. So there, just remember that when you plug it into the equation, the x value changes its sign. So my x value was -1. When I plugged it into the equation, the x value is +1. Okay, now we need a point on the parabola. Now it could be any point that lies on the parabola that we could find. So in this case, we could use the point 0, 6. We could use this point, which is -2, 6. We could use this point, which is 1, 0. Or we could use this point, which is -3, 0. Okay, so any point on the parabola would work. I have 4 points there you can choose from. You're only going to use one of those points. So it will work no matter which point that you pick out of those 4 points. So I'm just going to pick the first one that I wrote down. So where I see x, I'm going to plug in 0. Where I see y, I'm going to plug in 6. So 6 is equal to a, bracket. My x value there is 0. Okay. So there in that step, plug in a point that lies on the parabola. Now we're going to do some number crunching to find our a value. So 1 plus 0, 0 plus 1 is 1, and that's being squared, plus 8. So 1 squared is 1. So this here, that becomes 1. And in math, we usually put the coefficient, so the number in front of the variable, which is the letter. So that becomes 1a, or really just a. We don't tend to write the 1 in front of the variable if the coefficient is 1, but you can if it helps you. Okay, and now we need to isolate for a. So what that means is we need a all by itself. So we're going to bring our 8 over the equal sign. Okay, so when it jumps over the equal sign, it changes its sign. So that becomes 6 minus 8. Which is negative. So 6 minus 8 is -2. So there we have it. A is -2. So now we have our a value. So now we can go back over to this step here. I'm going to put a green dot next to it so you can see which step I'm talking about. We're going to go back over to that point, and we're going to plug in our a value in our vertex to get our final equation. So y is equal to a is -2, bracket x plus 1 squared plus 8. So our final step there, we have our vertex and our a value called out. The point in green that I used to find the a value is just to find the a value, but then we don't use it again. The final equation will have the vertex and the a value. The green point is just used as a tool to find that a value. All right, so I hope that video helped, and thank you for watching.